All right, guys. So we just got off a segment where we were talking about a doc who was making so much money on TikTok, it surpassed what she was making in practice, in OB practice. So if you missed that segment, go back and take a listen because we have some very interesting quips on that. But now we're going to be apparently talking about the vitals check, and Dr. Nee wants to talk about me. So what you want to talk about?
That's right, y'all. We are back, yo. Listen, the vitals check. I started it how many episodes ago?
One
episode ago. All right, but listen, I feel like we need to start a segment, and I want to start promoting that.
You be starting these segments all the time, and then they never last more than like 3 or 4 episodes.
That's true. So this is another one. And you guys keep tuning in because I love you guys. And listen, help me get through this. Don't laugh at me, audience. Support me. So the vitals check is an opportunity for you to check in on our personal goals, whether it be mental health or physical. The big thing right now is physical for me. I'm trying to break 20 minutes in a 5K and bench 250 pounds. Check out the previous episode where I talked about that, a whole episode dedicated to my vitals. But let's focus on you, Dr. Renee.
What's up?
My love.
What's your question?
Forget, I'm not going to say it. But
what? You always, I'm not going to say it.
Because
why do you start saying something?
Ever since you hit this milestone and we are able to put in more into our 401k.
Anyway.
I've been concerned about your health. Talk to us. Let us know what you're doing. I love it. From a financial standpoint, it's dope. From a physical standpoint.
What?
Go ahead.
No, you said you're not going to say it.
Let's talk about the health vitals. Come on now.
What about it? I started walking.
PG.
No, I started walking. Okay, so you know what? Segment over. That's it.
Guys, that's how quick her vitals usually are. Her physical things is grand opening, grand closing.
Okay, that's it. So anyway, I started walking. Why are you laughing?
But you know it's true though, right?
What?
Because you be like opening shop, like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to wear all this gel and stuff, and I'm going to sweat all this stuff off. And then
how you know I'm not wearing the sweat?
The butter. What was the sweat butter?
Whatever it's called. How you know I'm not wearing it? How you know?
Right now?
Am I walking right now? Am I exercising right now?
For potting, I bet you my heart rate right now is
oh my Lord, Nee.
73.
We're not talking about your vitals.
Go ahead. Let them know. Come on.
I told you I started walking.
How far are you walking? And how are you doing this? Like, talk to us about that.
So I walk with a friend who's in the neighborhood, and she and I will go out. We'll do like an hour walk. Just walk around the neighborhood. We do it at a really brisk pace. So even though we're talking, we're like out of breath when we're talking. So that's how we know is working.
Ooh, so you're in zone 2. That's what they would call zone 2.
Zone 2, okay.
Or maybe even past zone 2. Go ahead.
That's fine. So yeah, that's what I've started doing so far. And I subscribe to Thistle. Now, so it started out one way, but it's starting to go another way. So Thistle, if you guys don't know Thistle is a meal delivery program, but they focus more on like salads and like fresh foods, right? The problem that I encountered, I like their salads, but their salads don't have enough range for me. And I there's a certain way that I like my salads, and I don't think it offers that. So I started kind of cutting down on the salads and doing more of the fresh cooked food, which actually, if you look at it, and you've had it before, I've made it for you before, I think the portions are actually pretty big, right? Bigger than Factor, right?
Yeah.
So what's the matter? What's the matter?
What's this got to do with your vitals?
You're asking me what am I doing for my health?
Let's talk about the walking more. How often are you doing it?
So I do it as much as I can. So really, I'm supposed to be doing it every day, but it also depends on if I have something that I have to do for my kids.
Okay.
Or, if I have an appointment or whatever. So if I have something to do for the kids that cuts into the time, then unfortunately I'm not able to walk. So I would say probably over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've probably walked maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So
you're definitely doing over a mile.
Yes, definitely doing over a mile for sure.
I think it's time to get you like a Fitbit.
I would like a Fitbit.
Because
actually, my walking
steps.
partner and I, we talked about that. Yeah,
I like it because like those things, because I think what it does is it gamifies certain things. Like you're like, all right, well, like we did 5,000 steps today. Maybe we can do 5,001. I just think it helps to keep you like. So for me, what's already dope is that you found somebody to exercise with. So I got to give you mad props for that. If you were doing this by yourself, I was like, I don't know how long this is going to last and stuff. But the fact that you got somebody else involved, they going to make sure that you stay accountable.
Yeah, we keep each other accountable. We talked about doing potentially a goal of 10,000 steps.
Look at you. You thought you was going to get out of this by talking about food. I'm like, man, you better talk about what you walking.
Yeah, but that's important too. Like you can't just.
I like this food because the salads are really not. Man, you better stick to the walks.
What's wrong with you?
Huh?
What's wrong with you? What's the matter?
No, I caught you trying to get out of it.
How am I trying to get out of it, Nee? You asked me what am I doing for my health. That's what I'm doing. I don't get it. So you wanted me to mention Fitbit.
No, I didn't want you to mention.
Well, then that's the question you asked me.
But you kind of talked really shortly about the walking.
Because I walk. That's it. I walk over a mile. I walk for about an hour is what I said. And we do it at a brisk pace.
That's peace.
That's what I said.
That's peace.
I don't understand.
That's peace. Keep going.
But that's it. That's all I'm doing. That's it. I'm not committing. I'm not committing to any more.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
No, listen. You guys know.
She's telling me to clear out.
Yeah.
Look at her. Go ahead. Clear out.
You guys know I don't like. I don't like to exercise. I don't.
You know how asinine that sounds?
How does that sound asinine? I don't like it.
You are a doctor, right? You can't be putting that information out there.
Listen, I don't like it. I didn't say I don't do it. I said I don't like it.
You don't do it.
I'm doing it now. That's why we're talking about me.
But go ahead. Keep going.
Okay? That's why we're talking about me. I don't like it, but I do it. I don't do things consistently, but I am always exercising. It's just
now you podding. What do you mean you always exercising?
It's just not consistent.
What was the exercise before you started walking several weeks ago? What was the exercise?
I had a personal trainer.
No. Yo, how long ago was that personal trainer?
Me. Well, I mean, but that's what I'm saying is that it's always inconsistent.
And guys, this is content over everything. I love you guys, so we like to share a lot.
God,
I'm telling you, as soon as we stop podcast, as soon as we stop the show, it's gonna be a quiet night. I am in trouble.
I am quitting this podcast.
You are not quitting this podcast. This is how you got famous. This is how you got famous.
I'm Rory and Mal right now. I'm Rory and Mal. I'm gonna leave you high and dry. Now you can go find your own ish and ice.
All right, let's transition to something real quick. I don't want to go into another thing, but I want to know, what are 2 controversial takes that you want to share? Are there any controversial takes? Any controversial takes?
Any?
Yeah, anything.
I told you the hero thing.
That was one? All right, give me the second one.
I don't know. I don't.
You don't have anything that's like, I hate when people do this.
I hate when you put me on the spot with things like this because we're not talking about any very specific thing. Now, if you ask me about a very specific thing and we're having like a discussion, I could say, okay, well, my controversial take on this thing is X, Y, and Z. But it's like some random thing that didn't make no sense.
Can I go first?
Go to your notes, Nee.
So I got notes.
Exactly. How do you ask me something? I don't have notes for that. You coming off like the top of my dome, but you wrote notes.
But you, I will,
with the help of ChatGPT.
Guys, I will say,
no sense.
I don't use ChatGPT
now
for my notes.
Now people just tuning in to hear us argue now.
I don't use ChatGPT for my notes. I just use ChatGPT to help me with my intro because I'm so interested to see what it can do.
Okay.
So please. Now, the 2 controversial takes that I want to share are folks don't understand rapping anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was anticlimactic, but okay, go ahead.
No, I'm serious. Like people, like the way how rapping is, the way how music industry is, people don't really understand like a true MC. Like what is the true essence of a master of ceremonies? What is the true essence of a lyricist, right? Like we are seeing that right now, but I think a lot of people aren't paying attention. You know me, how I feel about Kendrick Lamar, right? I also feel the same way about Clips. I also feel the same way about who else do I feel? J. Cole. These are some of the people right now who I think are amazing lyricists, MCs. But this goes back as KRS-One, Chuck D. But the reason why I brought this up, because I started thinking about this, I was like, yo, I don't play music, particularly the music that I listen to. I don't play that in the operating room. Do you play music in the operating room?
No, but I'm not in the operating room the way that I used to be. But when I was in the operating room, yes, I did used to play music in the operating room.
What kind of music did you play in the operating room?
Sometimes I would tell them, honestly,
see,
what I would
guys,
do,
there's always a rhyme and reason, and ChatGPT can't do that. So don't like diss my notes. All right, my
what
notes
I would
are real
do
notes.
is
Thank
I
you.
would tell them, especially when I was in Idaho, I'd say play dead people only.
What do you mean?
I only want dead people who are dead.
Interesting.
So, but that would get me a lot of Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson was dead by that point.
Jimi Hendrix.
Give me who else? Whitney Houston died in that year.
Amy Winehouse.
No, I never really listened to Amy Winehouse. I didn't actually know who Amy Winehouse was when she died. I only knew her after she died.
Queen.
Yeah, no, not really. It was mostly like R&B.
So you let them choose.
But R&B dead people.
Okay.
Like R&B dead people. It wasn't just anybody. It was like R&B dead people.
So I used to play music, but I would play music. So I would have my phone attach, do the pairing to the
speaker.
OR speakers. And my list was what do you call it? Was what's the best way I could describe it? It was non-explicit on purpose.
Right.
Because
you don't want to offend people.
I don't want to offend people. And then there's some really good music out there, and I just didn't want to hear.
You don't want to play no freaking Get Money by.
I don't want people saying the N-word. It's just like, yo,
You don't want to get money.
What you saying, huh?
Get money.
What you saying, huh?
Get money. Oh
what
my
you saying,
God.
Huh? Yo, 95. Yo, you guys had to be there. Everybody who wasn't outside in 94, 95.
Oh my God.
Yo, Biggie.
Yo, that whole Junior Mafia. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, here's another one. Code switching. Ooh.
So that's a hot take.
That's a hot take. What do you think about code switching? Do you code switch?
Of course I code switch. Every black person code switches. Except for Ryan Coogler. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler just be like, we talking. I don't care who the hell I'm talking to. We talking like this.
The first filmmaker that I started looking up to when I was growing up, it's a complicated question for me because it was really like two that I admired. It was Spike Lee and John Singleton. And they were the two filmmakers whose films I remember seeing first. Like my first theatrical experience that I remember that was formative for me was Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Do you want to actually? Is this another theme? Because I really want to talk about code switching. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that is a thing. What do you mean?
No, is that a new theme for this? Is that a new segment that we should be?
No, absolutely not. I'm not doing a whole segment on code switching. That just don't make no sense. We talk about it today. I'm not talking about code switching every single day.
All right, so let's talk about the hidden burden of code switching in medicine.
Yes.
So, Dr. Renee, tell us what code switching is. Because there's people who don't know what code switching is.
Yeah, code switching is essentially when you...
And I'm the biggest culprit of code switching.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yep. Yo, I could code switch on this podcast right now if I could.
Okay, Carlton.
Yo, Jay. Hi, Rumi. That's called leaving me hanging because my hand is literally left hanging in the air.
But that's me code switching into Carlton. Go ahead.
Of course. Well, code switching is essentially, especially for black people, is when you fix your vernacular, or not fix you.
It happens in immigrant populations.
Of course. But you make your vernacular so that it is more understandable and acceptable to like white Americans, is the way I would describe it.
Yeah, changing your speech,
right?
changing how you dress.
Yeah.
Changing your hair appearance.
Yeah.
To basically fit the norms in the hospital.
Yeah. So I think everybody code switches to some extent. I think some people code switch more than others. But yeah, I think, for me, usually the code switching occurs more for,
Do you code switch? How are you with patients versus how you are with colleagues versus, what's your thoughts there?
so it depends, right? Like, I might code switch.
And I'll tell everybody I code switch.
I might code switch.
I don't want to code switch anymore. But
I might code switch with patients. I might code switch with patients to give them some level of comfortability, right? Because I'm like, well, I'm the doctor, so I I don't need to code switch because of some specific gain I'm trying to get. But I might code switch for some level of comfortability for the patient, to be able to kind of feel like they can express whatever it is that they need to express.
Got you.
Right?
Got you. I think what folks who are not used to code switching, what they're missing or maybe what they may be seeking is like why, right? And
Yeah.
I think there's certain ways in which people talk outside of the hospital that they may feel they may be looked upon as less professional if they use that
Vernacular,
talking,
yeah.
if they use that talking in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Even though obviously this person who may be code switching has shown and proven that they can be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even think that. So before I ever knew the word code switching, right, there is the notion that there's a professional way to speak and then there's a non-professional way of speaking.
So we greet like this. Yo, what up, yo? You chilling? But in the hospital, we may be like,
Hello, sir.
hey, Dr. Renee, how are you doing today?
Hello, how are
Good to see
you? How are you, buddy?
Yeah. Okay. That's an example right there, guys.
So,
Alfred, put that in black and white when you do that. Go ahead.
but I think that, before I even knew what code switching was, right? It was, no, this is the professional way of speaking and this is a non-professional way of speaking, which, now that I'm older and I understand, certain things, live through life, all kinds of things, I'm like, no, what's professional is what I do overall, right? The way I speak doesn't necessarily, right? The accent in which I speak, right, doesn't necessarily dictate whether or not, I'm professional, right? Like that doesn't dictate that, right? There are things that are professional versus non-professional, right? For example, you're not going to go in and be profane. That is unprofessional, right? Like that's just unprofessional. Doesn't matter if you're doing it with a, what do they call that? New England accent, or if you're doing it, using Ebonics. Remember Ebonics? Whatever happened to Ebonics?
Remember that.
What the hell happened to it?
But people from the south of Boston, though, because I always wonder, like folks from like the south of, was it South Boston?
Yes.
Like they have,
and
they have a
tactica.
big dialect issue, right?
Yeah.
Like I wonder if they feel that issue also.
I don't know. But I was watching something about like that whole like New England accent.
Yeah.
When you watch like these old shows, especially, the shows that had more white people on it, where they have this way of talking that is just very, kind of, it's almost like it wants to be British, but it just doesn't quite get to the British accent.
You're talking about in the United States?
In the United States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's almost like it wants to be British, but it doesn't get quite to the British accent. And so that particular accent then became kind of this is how you're supposed to speak properly. Right. And so that went on for many, many years. And I think, especially in the era that we grew up, with our parents essentially being, baby boomers, I think we got, I think that's...
Hell yeah.
I think we got the...
There's no room for, what do you call it, for non-being able... If you can't code switch, that's a problem. Because, listen, guys, like, to a lot of people, code switching is survival. Right?
Yes.
Like, you cannot go into a hospital... Or, excuse me. We were trained to know that there's a certain way in which we got to present ourselves. Mm-hmm. Even though we may talk a different way, We may talk in slang. Not all of us, obviously, right? But like, there's a certain comfortability that me and Renee may have with each other. And we may talk a certain way outside of the hospital that we just don't do in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's listening to the show, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you know, you know, right? And I think what I think about sometimes is it could be fatiguing, right? Because we've heard some people talk about that when they go into residency or when they become attendings, depending on which neighborhood they decide to work in. It could be kind of fatiguing, to constantly, they feel
You're
like
speaking in an accent constantly.
they feel like it's on their mind.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've never felt that way, but it's I always think about that. Like, man, it must be. Like, that's got to be tough, right?
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you walk into a room and people are perceiving you a certain way, or you feel like you have to change. Like you said, you're speaking in an accent that is not comfortable.
It's not comfortable for you. Yeah. Yeah.
But I do. I like how you mentioned the whole concept of, well, look, if you're speaking profane, we're not talking about that.
Right.
guys,
We're not talking about
if
that.
you're speaking
right.
profane, that's non-professional, right?
Yeah.
Like, we already
no matter
know that.
what accent you speak
Like,
in.
we
got
to set the boundaries already there and stuff. You know?
But like I said, I think that people code switch to a certain extent, and some people code switch to completely change who they are. Right. I remember when I was applying for medical school, and at that point, I didn't have the relaxer in my hair anymore. I hadn't had a relaxer in my hair for like, I don't know, almost 5 years,
What's
4 or 5
relaxer?
years.
It explains for them. They
Right.
may not
So
know relaxer.
so a relaxer, usually black women, if they get a relaxer, it's usually to straighten their hair.
Dark and Lovely, PCBJ. What is it? PCBJ or TCBY?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember what but Dark and Lovely was definitely one.
Put it
I
right
think
in the
was easy,
roots.
but yeah. So, that, what is it?
S-curl.
That creamy crack. Creamy crack.
All that.
So yeah, I hadn't had a relaxer at that point since my last year of college. Like, I took out the relaxer, I let it grow out, and was wearing my natural hair. And I got asked if I was going to relax my hair or straighten my hair for my interviews.
Who asked you that?
A cousin of mine.
Okay.
And I was like,
well, how were you wearing your hair before? Was it like
it was just twisted. I would twist it sometimes, or I would just, sometimes braid it. I didn't even used to wear extensions at that point in my hair. I was just like, I'm done with
I don't
extensions.
think I've ever seen you with extensions.
Of course you see me with extensions, babe. I had extensions last year.
What about in med school?
No.
Okay. That's
No.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I haven't had extensions. Well, the first time I put in extensions since you met me was last year.
Yeah. Don't do that again, though.
You're not crazy about those things. So,
No, don't do
anyway,
that.
I'm not crazy about them either. But
You're lucky we married.
Anyway, please. Anyway, every now and then I would put in extensions. But at that point, I wasn't even wearing extensions because I felt it was just too much maintenance for me to be taking. I didn't like taking out the extensions. So I wouldn't do that. So I would just wear my hair. That's it. Mm-hmm. And so I got asked if I was going to change my hair for my interviews. Was I going to straighten my hair? And I was like, for what? And honestly, I will tell you at that point, now you got to remember, I'm like 26 years old at this point. I really did not understand the concept of that there were places where that would not accept my kinky hair. I didn't get that concept. I really didn't.
What about a dude? What do you advise? Because you work a lot with pre-meds. You work a lot with med students. Mm-hmm. They're going to go on interviews. Mm-hmm. What advice do you give to like a guy who may have
locks,
mm-hmm. cornrows,
keep them,
things like that?
Keep them. Mm-hmm. Keep your locks. You
don't ever give the advice of like you just got to get through the door first, like get through like the interview first, get accepted first, then do what you can do.
No, I don't, because I feel like that sets you up for really bad imposter syndrome. Really bad imposter
Renee,
syndrome.
Come on, yo.
Like I don't like to do that.
I had that in my notes actually, imposter syndrome.
I don't like to do that. I know that there are people who give that advice. I personally do not give that advice because I don't like to set people up for imposter syndrome.
So you want them to show up authentic?
I show up authentically. Now, I want to be clear on this though, right? there is professional hair and there is unprofessional hair. There is. You know, just because you have natural hair, right, naturally kinky hair, doesn't mean that every single hairstyle is for the workplace. You can have your natural hair, but still wear professional hairstyles, right? So I don't expect a white person to come in with punk rock hair. For me, that would be considered unprofessional. That's not usually the way that we would, that we would accept it. Now, that's just me, the way that I grew up.
You're cooking.
That's what I like. I don't expect punk rock hair at an interview.
What about what do you call it?
Right?
What do you call that thing? Party? What, business in the front, party in the back? What do you call it?
A mullet?
Mullet. Yeah. What
now
about that?
should be banned altogether. Okay, nobody should be wearing a mullet. Nobody.
Even in hockey?
Nobody. I don't care if you're Canadian. I don't care. No mullet.
We'll fold you up.
No mullet.
You heard Drake? He's coming back. Oh.
With a mullet?
What did I miss?
He need a mullet.
He got a hit now. What did I miss?
He need a mullet.
Yo, Drake is coming back for real though.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have a mullet.
I know that was your favorite. He was your favorite.
Whatever. I couldn't even name a Drake song
No,
right
you love
now.
Drake. You love Drake.
Who loves Drake, Nee? I don't even know a Drake
the
song.
The ladies love Drake.
Whatever.
Anyway, move on. Keep going. Keep the topic going.
No, but yeah, no, I don't give that advice. I say if you're going to go, if you have locks, put your locks, wear your locks. But, obviously, wear them in a professional way.
Make sure you grease up the between areas, guys. Grease up the between, yo. You can't be going and doing this. Greasing that between.
Don't be tapping
I used to
your
have
head.
twists back in the day, too, guys. I used to have twists.
You did.
I know y'all see me on YouTube, me like, yo, this mug is bald as hell, yo. He ain't got... Guys, I'm telling you, when I was looking back in med school, I was looking GQ-ish. I was looking like Tay Delicious, yo, and I had my hairs in the twists and everything.
Don't say Tay Delicious
I used to have
ever
my
again.
hair. I used to announce it, yo. I used to have my hairs in a twist and everything. You did it for me, remember?
I did used to twist your
And that was
hair.
the reason why I lost my hair, because you twisted it too much.
Okay.
You twisted it too tight, especially back here.
It's not-
and then
it's
you
not
twisted
your mother
it, and then you
giving you
twisted it too much right here. And that's
Any
what made
sort
my
of
hairline
X
recede, yo.
chromosome with some...
Huh? What?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Don't talk about my mom, yo.
Okay. I'll tell her not to give you male pattern baldness.
See, we always got to relate it. See, guys, you guys think Docs Outside the Box is just about like money, medicine, and everything in
We
between.
give medical
we actually
advice,
talk
too.
about medical advice too. So thanks, Mom, for hooking me up with that X gene with the male pattern baldness, yo. But you didn't help also by making it too tight, though.
Get out of here.
If I can find a picture, I'm gonna give it up to put it up there and be like, yo, this is. I used to have twists in my hair. I used to have a full head of hair.
We have a picture. We have a picture in the living room.
You think I look better now or with hair?
Yeah.
No. Answer the question. You're not answering the question.
I'm answering the question. Now you look better now, bald.
Does it bother you that men get better looking as they age?
Oh, it bothers me so much, Nee. I can't sleep at night over it.
What about
I'm
for
so
women, though?
bothered.
What about for women though?
What about it?
You know they do say that men get better looking as they get older.
Yeah, they do for a little bit. Yeah, they do. Everybody's got to have their heyday, Nee.
When was yours?
Mine? I think my heyday was probably when I was like in my 30s.
Can I comment?
Comment.
No, I agree with you.
Oh,
I agree
okay.
with you.
Oh,
I
see,
think-
you're getting in trouble because now you're supposed to say my heydays now. Now you're in big trouble.
Oh, some reflections on this, guys.
Change that topic real quick. Yes. What do you tell students?
I tell them everything you say. I say, listen, man, be authentic, yo.
Yeah.
But like, I tell them, like, look, there are things that are appropriate. There are things that are inappropriate. When your hairstyle is appropriate versus is inappropriate, right? Like, I can't, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, should you wear Tim's on the interview? No, right? You can't wear Tim's on
Do you
the
wear
interview.
Tim's with
But, yo,
heels?
son, I'm trying to come authentic
What
and
about
stuff.
your?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean,
What if you got heels on your Timbs?
Heels on your they still do that? Yo, you remember that? 2003, 2004, 2005? Yo, they went too far.
But yeah. No, I mean, code switching is it really depending on, I think, how far you
How about
go.
this? How about this? Have you ever have you ever switched out to a colleague in the hospital and they didn't recognize that? How'd it make you feel?
What do you mean?
So you know how like you code switch like you mask on and you're in the hospital, right? But did you ever? I'm sure you've been around docs that you feel like you can take the mask off on, and they didn't reciprocate. You ever had that?
No.
They've all reciprocated with you?
I don't know that I've ever.
I've had docs. I'll say it. I've had docs that I thought that I could take the mask off on, and like.
And they were Carlton.
It was extremely.
It was authentic. It wasn't code switching for them.
Extremely awkward. I was like, wow. It's a lot, guys.
I've never encountered that. I have encountered where I'm like saying something, I'm telling something in a like, you know, let's say I'm talking to the nurses and I'm telling them a story or something, and like. There's something that I need to say that just cannot be code switched. And I got to say it like this.
But see, you're trying too hard right now.
No, I'm saying like that's like, you know, like I know this, you know, like that kind of.
All right, let me ask the audience, yo, when have you felt like you had to code switch in medicine? Send us a voicemail. Let us know. I'm very interested in this.
A voicemail?
Yeah, we do
now?
voicemails. Yeah, we do voicemails. We also people can write in. Also, we got SpeakPipe. Yo, guys, listen.
We got it all.
We got it all. And I need you guys to start writing in and start leaving voicemail and let us know, man. Come on, don't just listen to the show. Just be like, yo, he's actually looking at me. He's talking to me. I'm gonna write in. If you don't even know what code switching is, still write in. This show's for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You want to start naming some names
of who?
Of people who watching the show or listening to the show. Hi, like a what's the name? Like a romper room.
I wish we could do polls. That's what I want to do next.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Adam. Hi, Adiola. Hi, Chinwei. Who else? Hi, Na. Who else? Keep going.
There's a lot.
Hi, Hadassah.
We got a lot of different.
Hi, who else?
We got a lot of
Stephanie.
We got a lot of diversity.
Hi, Nicole.
Yo, you leaving the dudes out? Come on.
I don't know, dudes. I'm married.
That's a good answer. I love that answer. I love that answer.
Say hi to the dudes.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Hi, Ty.
I like that answer.
Hi, Alden.
Keep going.
Our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nate. Dr. Lot.
Keep going.
Who else?
You go. Keep going.
Who else? Keep going. You keep going.
Dr. Italo.
Dr. Italo. Hi, Italo.
You know Love is real pissed off at you.
Hi. But we always say hi to Dr. Love. We always mention Dr. Love.
Yeah, but he's like,
hi, Noel.
First. Dr. Noel to you.
Anywho, who else? Who else should we say hi to?
I think that's it.
We have a lot of people.
But I also
hi,
know,
Letitia.
But I also know what the algorithms do. I know what y'all do behavior-wise. Y'all not listening. So listen, guys, this is the end of Docs Outside the Box. I love you guys, but I know you guys don't listen to the end. So let this show do what it do. Make sure you send us a voicemail. Make sure you text us. Make sure you get in touch with us anywhere in Instagram. But, yo, we're going to end this show right now. We love you guys.
Peace.
Catch you guys on the next one.